Hey guys, it's Aman from Our Rich Journey, and today I am answering a question from one of our followers about the viability of investing solely in VTSAX for financial independence. Now, VTSAX is a total stock market index fund, and it is a fund that we always speak highly about on this channel. In fact, we can attribute our financial success to the investments that we made into this one index fund. But it was not our only investment on our journey to financial independence, although it could have been. And so this question is asked to us quite often. And so on today's video, I want to talk about the pros and cons of this strategy of investing solely in one index fund to achieve financial independence or developing an alternative strategy. And I'm going to share with you guys the strategy that we used. But first, I want to address this question. First off, let's talk about VTSAX. VTSAX stands for Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund Admiral Shares, and it is designed to provide investors exposure to the entire US stock market, meaning that large cap, mid cap, small cap companies are all included in this index fund. And it is really amazing because by buying this one index fund, you are able to invest in the entire stock market. Something else that's really amazing about VTSAX is that it has a low expense ratio, which makes it one of the most cost-effective options for investing in the total stock market for individual investors. Now, VTSAX is an index fund that you have to buy through Vanguard, but there are lots of other equivalent total stock market index funds that you can buy at Fidelity, Schwab, TD Ameritrade, lots of other brokerages. In fact, most people that have access to a 401k plan usually have an option of investing in a total stock market index fund. Now, we did a whole video on VTSAX that dives deep into this particular index fund. I'm not going to go as far in this particular video, but I will leave a link in the description to that video so you can learn more about VTSAX. But what I want to talk about is this idea of investing in just a total stock market index fund for financial independence. Because this seems like a very straightforward and easy thing to do. You buy one investment and you're able to own the entire stock market. And so because so many people have access to a total stock market index fund, the appeal to simply invest in that is very high. So now that you have some background on VTSAX, let's talk about the pros and then the cons of investing solely in it for financial independence. So if VTSAX was going to be your only investment, you were going to pour all of your extra money into this investment in order to achieve financial independence, let's talk about the pros of doing something like that. Number one is broad diversification. By investing in VTSAX, you're essentially buying a piece of the entire US stock market, spreading out your risk across many sectors and company sizes. The next pro is its low cost. VTSAX has a low expense ratio, meaning more of your money stays invested and compounds over time. The next pro is simplicity. And by solely investing in VTSAX, it makes managing a portfolio relatively straightforward. There's no need to pick individual stocks or consistently rebalance your portfolio. Investing in one asset takes the stress out of everything. The next pro is its proven track record. You see, VTSAX invests in the entire US stock market. And historically, the US stock market has done extremely well over the long term. The next pro is automatic reinvestments. Now, dividends can be automatically reinvested with VTSAX, which means further compounding your investment growth. And the last pro is accessibility. With a relatively low minimum investment, you can own the entire stock market. And so for a lot of people, when they consider all of these pros, the broad diversification, the low cost, the simplicity, the proven track record, automatic reinvestment of dividends, and accessibility, one has to ask the question, why invest in anything else when you can own it all with this one index fund? But there are some cons which are not often talked about from enthusiasts of VTSAX. The first con is that you are not getting asset class diversification. And what I mean by this is you are really only investing in one asset, the stock market. And so you are not investing your money in other asset classes like bonds, real estate, crypto, commodities, all of these other assets that you are not investing in if you are putting all of your money into this one index fund. The next con is the lack of international exposure when you invest in a total stock market index fund that tracks the US stock market. You see, VTSAX, for example, focuses only on US companies, meaning you miss out on the potential growth from the international markets. And this brings me to my next con, which is you may be missing out on opportunity costs by only investing in this one index fund. And what I mean by this is by only investing in VTSAX, you may miss out on higher returns from specific sectors or assets or individual stocks that have the opportunity of outperforming the total stock market. And so it's important that you consider the pros and the cons when you are taking on an investment strategy. When you are buying any particular asset and you are hoping that that asset is going to serve you well over the long term. And this brings us to what Christina and I did on our financial independence journey. After taking into account all of these pros and all these cons and our personal preference, what exactly did we do with our money? Now for us, VTSAX set the foundation for how we developed our investment plan. You see, we use VTSAX as the place that we would put our money, and if we didn't put our money in VTSAX and we invested in any other asset, our expectation was that that other asset would have to outperform VTSAX or give us something that VTSAX could not, as far as dividends or security. And so our plan was a hybrid approach that included VTSAX but added these other assets. So for one, we invest in individual stocks. Now, it doesn't make up a large portion of our investments, but we thought that it was important to also invest in individual stocks that we felt could give us greater returns than just investing in VTSAX. The second place we put our money was in sector ETFs. So sectors like technology, healthcare, utilities, or even sectors that invested in companies that provided a high dividend in return for that investment. The next place we put our money was in real estate. And if you have been following our journey, you know that we invested heavily in the San Francisco Bay Area real estate, and we have also been investing in real estate here in Portugal. So real estate was definitely a part of our overall investment plan. And so it was these other areas that we put our money into, but only if we believed that those investments could outperform the total stock market. Now, we could have also gone into alternative investments like commodities, cryptocurrencies, memorabilia, lots of other places that we could have put our money. In fact, there are endless investments that you can put your money into. But what's important is that for every investment that you make, you understand that investment and you have a plan for how you will live off of that investment if you are pursuing financial independence and retiring early. Now, if you guys want to see exactly how we invested for financial independence, and if you want to access our current investment portfolio and see how we are investing today, you can do that if you are enrolled in one of our investment courses, either our masterclass on financial independence or our investing in the stock market. And of course, if you are a part of our 365 Days to FIRE program, you also have access to our current investment portfolio. And so I hope this video has given you food for thought as you develop your own investment portfolio and you consider VTSAX, individual stocks, ETFs, whatever the case may be. As long as you are developing a plan that supports your overall goals, you have done your research, and you feel confident about the direction of your journey, then that is absolutely fine. And so I hope that this video has given you food for thought on your journey towards financial independence and retiring early. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.